Roald Dahl was a famous writer from England. He was born in 1916, and he became known all over the world for his wonderful stories for children. Roald wrote many books that people still love today. Some of his best-known books are Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, James and the Giant Peach, and The BFG. These stories are full of magic, adventure, and interesting characters. Roald Dahl's stories are loved by children and adults because of their funny and exciting ideas. When Roald Dahl was young, he loved reading books. He read many different types of books, but his favorite stories were the ones about adventure and fantasy. He also liked to play outside with his friends, but he was a little bit of a daydreamer. Sometimes he imagined that he was on exciting adventures just like the characters in his books. He was very curious about the world, and always wanted to learn new things. After finishing school, Roald Dahl worked for a time in Africa. He worked for an oil company and traveled to many countries in Africa. After a while, he returned to England. He then joined the Royal Air Force, where he became a pilot during World War II. Roald Dahl had many adventures during the war. He was involved in some dangerous situations, but he survived and returned home safely. His time in the war gave him many ideas for stories, and he started to write after his time as a pilot. Roald Dahl began writing books when he was an adult. His first book for children was called The Gremlins, and it was published in 1943. The book was about little creatures that caused trouble for people during World War II. The gremlins were mischievous and liked to cause problems for airplanes. Although The Gremlins was not a huge success, it gave Roald Dahl the courage to keep writing. In the 1960s, Roald Dahl started writing some of his most famous books. One of his most popular books is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The story is about a poor boy named Charlie who wins a ticket to visit a magical chocolate factory. The factory belongs to a strange and wonderful man called Willy Wonka. Inside the factory, there are many exciting and surprising things, such as chocolate rivers and candy that can do magical things. Charlie and the other children who visit the factory go on amazing adventures, and in the end, Charlie wins a big prize. Another well-known story by Roald Dahl is Matilda. Matilda is a very smart little girl who has a very difficult life at home and at school. Her parents are not kind to her, and her school headmistress, Miss Trunchbull, is very mean. But Matilda is a very special girl. She has magical powers that help her stand up to the people who are not nice to her. With the help of her kind teacher, Miss Honey, Matilda learns that she can make the world a better place with her strength and intelligence. Roald Dahl also wrote James and the Giant Peach. This book tells the story of a boy named James who lives with two mean aunts. One day, he finds a magical peach, and inside the peach, he meets a group of friendly insects. Together, they have a great adventure as they travel through the sky in the giant peach. The story is funny and full of excitement, and it teaches the reader about friendship, kindness, and bravery. Another one of Roald Dahl's famous books is The BFG. The BFG stands for Big Friendly Giant. In this story, a young girl named Sophie meets a giant who is different from the other giants. Most giants are very scary, but the BFG is kind and gentle. He doesn't eat children like the other giants do. Instead, he and Sophie work together to stop the bad giants and save the children from danger. Roald Dahl's books are full of magic and fun, but they also have important lessons. In many of his stories, the characters are not perfect. They may have flaws or face challenges, but they always find a way to overcome these problems. Dahl's stories teach children to be brave, kind, and to believe in themselves. He believed that everyone, no matter how small, could make a big difference in the world. Many of Roald Dahl's books have been made into films. Some of the movies are very popular and are still loved by children today. For example, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was made into a movie in 1971, and again in 2005. Matilda was made into a film in 1996, and James and the Giant Peach was turned into a movie in 1996 as well. These movies bring the magic of Dahl's books to life, and introduce his stories to new generations of children. Roald Dahl's writing style is very unique. He often used funny and silly words to describe things, which made his stories more interesting and fun to read. He also liked to include surprises in his books. Readers never knew what would happen next, and that made his stories exciting. He also liked to create strange characters, like the big friendly giant, the evil headmistress, and the mysterious Willy Wonka. These unusual characters helped to make his stories unforgettable. Roald Dahl's books are loved by people all around the world. He is one of the most famous children's authors of all time. His books have been translated into many languages, so children in different countries can enjoy his stories. Roald Dahl passed away in 1990, but his books are still read by children and adults today. His stories continue to bring joy and laughter to readers, and they will always be remembered. One reason Roald Dahl's stories are so popular is because he understood children very well. He knew that children love to read about exciting adventures, funny characters, and magical places. He also understood that children like to see characters who are brave and who stand up for what is right. Roald Dahl's books remind children that they can be strong and face their problems, no matter how big they are. Even though Roald Dahl wrote stories for children, his books also appeal to adults. Many parents enjoy reading his books to their children because they are fun, imaginative, and full of surprises. Adults also enjoy reading his stories because they can remember the joy they felt when they first read them as children. Roald Dahl's books have a special magic that makes them timeless, and that's why they are loved by so many people around the world. Roald Dahl's work is still celebrated today. There are many schools, libraries, and festivals that honor his books and life. Every year, fans of Roald Dahl celebrate Roald Dahl Day on September the 13th, which is the day he was born. On this day, children and adults read his books, dress up as their favorite characters, and have fun with special events. It's a way to remember the magic and adventure that Roald Dahl brought to the world. Roald Dahl's legacy will never be forgotten. His books continue to inspire children to use their imaginations and to believe in the power of kindness and bravery. Through his stories, Roald Dahl reminds us that the world is full of wonderful possibilities and that everyone, no matter how small, can make a big difference.